match day 6 काफी interesting है. Lot of scenarios. So we'll go through every group by group चलते हैं. So maybe first we will cover Group A. So Group A obviously has ManCity on top. And if I'm not wrong, again, totally in Champions League right now, we are having 5 slots remaining. 11 teams have already qualified for the knockout stages, and for those 5 slots, again, there are 11 teams, competing. So it'll be really interesting match day, just as a neutral as well, right? So Man City have actually topped the group. So they may rest players. I think if I'm not wrong, they are traveling to Leipzig, who are 4th in the group, and Leipzig have 4 points, and so Leipzig is 3rd. Sorry, ClubBrugge is 4th because I think Leipzig beat ClubBrugge 5-0 in the last match day, and of course PSG also have qualified. Fateh, you have a point to say?
Yeah, I think Leipzig have just sacked Jesse Marsch, so that's very interesting. I mean, Jesse Marsch was so highly rated in Austria, so much success with Rasenballsport's, Salzburg variant, but it's not worked out for him at Leipzig at all. They're struggling in the league, and in the Champions League, I think we expected a fight from them. But they're not going to qualify. They're not even in the reckoning. Just a Europa League spot if they can match Bruges' results. So, and they've lost their coach too. So that's a big casualty.
Yeah, exactly. I was actually coming exactly to that point because Leipzig actually sacking a manager right now, and if I'm not wrong, again, they are hosting Man City. I know that again, the German Bundesliga. So Usman Bhai, I don't know what is the scene in Leipzig. I know that they've told that reasons like Fateh mentioned about them sacking, so it'll be something of a huge difference, but I think they still have a good chance for Europa League, and agar jaye to they had a good chance to even win that tournament, right? Is it surprising for you?
Situation, I would say कि situation अब change हो गई है. Their manager is gone. जो सबसे बड़ा criticism for me for Leipzig is that they were only playing one type of football under their former manager. PSG की दोनों games they could have seen it out, but they were attacking. They only knew one way. We have to attack all the time. If you have watched the PSG games, तो कभी-कभार ऐसा होता है कि you have to see out games. That's the most important thing. If you have to crucial points, right? If you want to qualify. अभी यहाँ पे PSG के games थोड़े से see out किए होते तो अभी PSG को मसला पड़ा होता Leipzig से या फिर even ClubBrugge से भी. तो अब मैनेजर कौन आएगा नया, तो उस पे ही कहा जा सकता है if they were be able to win Europa League or not, if they qualify for even Europa League or not, because they are playing against Manchester City, so I expect still Manchester City to win this, and I don't expect, obviously everything can happen, but as of now I don't expect Leipzig to be taking point of Manchester City. I do expect ClubBrugge to take at least 1 point against PSG, because PSG has been in tatters right now. I mean, it's so hard to watch PSG under Pochettino. I mean, it's not about one player. I've been saying, people are telling me Messi is struggling, this player is struggling. I'm telling people, guys, it's not about Messi, it's not about players, it's about the whole team. There's no tactical structure. Even Mbappe, Neymar, even Verratti in the last match was also struggling. So I'm not basically confident at all what you are going to get from PSG. So I think I see ClubBrugge basically going into Europa League as of now. Obviously, anything can happen, but as of now, I see ClubBrugge basically taking a point off PSG right now.
Yeah, I think that you make a very interesting point, because Neymar kind of being injured makes PSG maybe change things which they did not expect. And again, let's see when he comes back in reality. But again, congratulations being a Messi fan for him getting the Ballon d'Or. Usman Bhai, definitely. And then there can be a debate, but at the end of the day, he is one of the good. So there's no debate there. Right?
Thank you. Don't start on this topic, because normally people get so mad at this topipic.
Yeah, we did cover that, but of course. But yeah,
yes,
we have to celebrate the players, simply put. Moving forward again, just kind of ending on the Group A. I think Leipzig being 11th in the Bundesliga kind of speaks for itself, but I am a huge Nkunku fan, and I'm hoping that Nkunku kind of comes to Chelsea. He's one of the players who was linked to Chelsea. So again, that's just me, being a Chelsea fan. But let's move to Group B, because Group B, if I'm not wrong, again, it is technically the group of death. That is what it was called. लेकिन Liverpool के लिए तो मतलब काफी आसान रहा है, and it is a group of death for the other teams, and that is where Fateh, as in this is possibly your group, because Atletico Madrid is there, Milan is there, of course, and FC Porto, whom we played in the quarterfinals last year. So this is going to be really interesting, because at the end of the day, Porto can qualify, Milan can qualify, and Atletico Madrid, all the three can qualify. And if I'm not wrong, let me actually tell you how they can qualify. Unlike the other group where ClubBrugge could have basically qualified for the Europa League at best, but in this group, I think all the three teams that I mentioned are going to be in reckoning to qualify for the knockout stage. Porto will go through if they win or if they draw and Milan do not win. Atletico will go through if they win and Milan do not. And Milan will go through if they win and the other game is drawn. So,
समझ रहे हो ना?
Like that is, I know it's quite confusing, but technically, yeah, मतलब सबके पास chance है. So exactly talking about Milan, like again, I know Milan, if I'm not wrong, they are hosting Liverpool. I know they are at home, लेकिन Liverpool, be it first side, second side, whatever side right now, like Usman Bhai said, already are there. And again, having that soft corner for Milan, I would hope that Liverpool are not coming up with the best team. The only suspicion they have is James Milner, who was in the second team. So अब वो नहीं खेलेगा. So probably a stronger midfielder is going to play. And Origi is already in form that we saw just this weekend. So I don't know, Fateh, Milan, can they do an Atalanta? I know Atalanta a couple of years back था जब they lost first 3 games हारे थे and then they came back and qualified and they did very well in the Champions League. Milan, anything that you see Milan doing that? What would be the key in Milan's strategy? And it's a historical tie after all, like Milan-Liverpool.
Absolutely, it's a historical tie. Does Ibrahimovic start? Because in the last game against Atletico Madrid, in the second half, Milan brought on Ibra and the game changed. Atletico were overtly defensive, but Ibra, he's just been so amazing for Milan. They've got such a young squad, and then they've got this power lifter who sort of comes up towards the end and just lifts the whole team, lifts the whole atmosphere. So does Ibra start? Secondly, Shimon Kjaer, the Danish centre back, he's now out for 6 months. So Milan are going to struggle at the back. There's no pressure on Liverpool. All the pressure is on Milan. They have to make the game. Without their main centre back, it's going to be difficult. But again, somewhere I think it's the Milan mentality. 7 UCLs, that UCL DNA. You saw that away to Atletico Madrid too. I mean, in the second half, Atletico were in control in the first half. Nobody thought that they were going to sort of lose that, and then Milan just turned on the style, and they were so superior in the second half. So I mean, look, can they handle the pressure? I think that's what's most important here. Can they handle the pressure? Because Liverpool have nothing to play for, and I think that's where this game will turn. But even if Milan win, a Porto win or an Atletico win, and they're out. So I mean, it's going to be a fantastic night, fantastic watch.
It's do or die, right? As in that's the kind of situation. As in, like I said, historical tie and do or die. Like that is that is what you can basically put this tie to, and that's really great. And of course, the other tie, like you said, Porto, they are hosting Atletico Madrid. So Atletico Madrid, they lost to Milan in the last match, but Griezmann was missing. Now he is available. So that will be a blessing in disguise. But at the other end, I think, if I'm not wrong, I think Porto are missing Uribe, who's their midfielder, and again, Atletico Madrid are missing Felipe, their defender. So I don't know what 11 they'll play with. But as in for you, João Felix, he's someone who's really not worked at Atletico Madrid. Is this the night that he'll turn up?
There's so much attacking talent that Atletico Madrid has. I mean, Griezmann, Suarez, João Felix, Carrasco. I'm forgetting a few names. And to see the kind of football that they've been putting on, especially in the Champions League, like the game against Milan was there for the taking. And I just think Atletico were happy to take the point, at home. And you get punished for that in Europe. I mean, maybe it's okay in the league, but in Europe, if you're not playing to win, you get punished. And I think Diego Simeone's mentality there, in that second half, I feel like this is going to be too much of a mountain to climb out of. It's just too much now to go away from home to Porto. Atletico, I think, and I'm so disappointed because look at the attacking talent that they do have, and yet the kind of football that I know it works. It has worked in the past, but I sort of really fear for Atletico, and Porto was such a physical team. I mean, I know that Liverpool made mincemeat of them, but they're such a physical team. So I actually see a draw for Porto and Atletico. I think Usman Bhai will probably add with the La Liga experience, but Atletico dropped point in 2. So I mean, what's going on there?
See, that is what I was asking because Usman Bhai, if I'm not wrong, Atletico Madrid ki playing style काफी मतलब Porto kind of मिलती जुलती है. I know Porto has a couple of great players. I think I really like Luis Diaz and of course Taremi is a great striker. But as in, what will be Atletico Madrid's strategy, you think?
To be honest, I'm very disappointed with Atletico Madrid this season. I mean, I was expecting a lot from them. I mean, they have great players, but they have great attacking talent. If you talk about Suarez, they got Griezmann, Joao Felix is there, which I always believe that he's a talented player in the wrong setup, right? Then there is Carrasco. You have Thomas Lemar. You got De Paul, who again, I mean, I don't see any team in La Liga with that much attacking talent. But the problem is that Simeone, you can't expect Simeone. You see one game from Simeone and people think that, okay, this season is going to be different, right? Simeone is going to change something. No, he can't. This is what he is. But I'm not. I mean, the thing is that this is the best. This is the best that Simeone can do as far as his tactics are concerned. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि Simeone जो है, he has done great job. तो मैं उसको criticize नहीं कर रहा. With limited resources for the last 10 years, he has been amazing for Atletico Madrid. लेकिन you can't keep going like that, right? With this team, especially with this team, मेरे ख्याल में पहली दफा ऐसा हुआ है कि Atletico Madrid on paper is better than Real Madrid and Barcelona after like 10 to 15 years, but still they are struggling. Not only in La Liga but also in Champions League, जहाँ पे उनके पास experience भी है Simeone के पास. The problem is very simple: the negative mindset. Knockouts में जाके आपने देखा है कि they do well because of that mindset. They sit back, try to win those scrappy games. लेकिन इस बार प्रॉब्लम ये हो रही है कि आप ग्रुप स्टेजेस से ही आपके पास मुश्किल हो जाएगी. आप निकल ही ना पाओ तो फिर वो जो आपकी टैक्टिक्स हैं नॉकआउट्स के अंदर वो शायद काम ही ना करें. But I still think that Atletico have the experience, and so I still expect Liverpool. Although I know Liverpool will be basically playing their second team, which is a possibility. तो advantage मिल सकता है AC Milan को, but I still think that somehow Atletico will come out with a scrappy win that they always do against Porto. But I'm very disappointed. Simeone isn't progressive. I 100% agree. It's not a criticism for Simeone. It's not a criticism. I know that Atletico will love to continue with Simeone because, again, as I said, what he has done with limited resources. So he has been a successful manager for Atletico Madrid. But there is a point for every team to move ahead, right? And the team that they have right now, they need a different manager. They need a different mindset right now, because आप फेलिक्स को ज़ाया कर रहे हो, आप डेपॉल को ज़ाया कर रहे हो, आप जितनी भी अटैकिंग टैलेंट आप उसको ज़ाया कर रहे हो. और प्रॉब्लम एथलेटिको मैड्रिड की सीजन ये है कि अटैकिंगली तो वो मतलब काम कर ही नहीं ना रहे, गोल्स भी नहीं उनसे निकल रहे, गोल रुक भी नहीं रहे, दे आर कंसीडिंग सो मेनी गोल्स. तो ऐसा नहीं है कि उसकी जो सिमियोने की डिफेंसिव टैक्टिक्स हैं एटलीस्ट वो काम कर रही हो, वो भी काम नहीं कर रही. So, but still, having said all of that, I still expect, obviously everything can happen. I still expect Atletico Madrid to take, to get a scrappy win away at Porto, and Liverpool to basically win it versus AC Milan, which is unfortunate. But I think it would be very good for AC Milan because they can focus on Serie A, which I mean exactly what Inter did last time, and they can win Serie A actually, which would be huge for AC Milan. I mean, it was huge to see Inter Milan winning it, and it would be huge, and I would be very happy for AC Milan क्योंकि बहुत अरसे बाद यार डोमिनेंस खत्म हुई है यूवेंटस की, and it's good to see कि ओपन रेस नजर आ रही है सीरी ए में, जो कि काफी अरसे से नहीं नजर आ रही थी. तो इंटरेस्टिंग हो गई उसकी वजह से इटालियन लीग.
AC Milan finished bottom and then they concentrate only on the league. I'll be so disappointed. As an Inter fan, I want them in the Europa League. I don't want them winning the league. I want us to win the league so that we can get those 2 stars, you know, the 20 league titles, the 2 stars. So that is why I was actually cheering on for AC Milan in that second half against Atletico, because now they are alive. I hope that they win, but then they go into the Europa League. And for that to happen, I need Atletico to win. And look, Diego Simeone as a player was a hustler. You know, he was not known for skills or something like that. He was known for his hustle. And that's what his Atletico team are also known for. So as Usman Bhai said, you know, away win, a cheeky Suarez penalty after a dive or something, bring it on. You know, Forza Atletico. Absolutely.
Wow, that well said. Like, you know, I was coming to that because the positions in the league also kind of, you know, take a toll at the end of the day, because AC Milan, you know, striving for that Serie A that has kind of eluded them for a good while, like Usman Bhai rightly put, and of course an Inter fan spoke up in Fateh. But Atletico, on the other hand, if I'm not wrong, as in where are they? They are, I think, 4th in La Liga. I know they have a game in hand when we are kind of speaking right now. But again, like in terms of the form, like, you know, they have lost their last game to Mallorca at home. AC Milan, on the other hand, obviously, you know, have got a win. So their respective games, again, you know, I do expect AC Milan kind of do the job, but Liverpool, you cannot say anything. Let's talk about Group C. Group C, what is the scenario? Like, we have Ajax, great Ajax team. I know it's getting to that best of Ajax. I don't know, it's a short time, but them already qualifying as basically group leaders. Sporting Club de Portugal are basically, you know, second. They are qualified as well. Dortmund have qualified, but for Europa League, that is, I don't know, very kind of surprising for Dortmund. But Besiktas, like, I have to definitely talk about Besiktas because Batshuayi is there, and that has really not worked out. Besiktas is probably one of the worst teams, I would say, in terms of the Champions League performances. Like, again, I know it's pretty obvious what is going to happen in this group. So let's move on to Group D. Because Group D is the group that I really wanted to speak about. Again, with, of course, Fateh being there, the Inter fan, the scenario is kind of very clear. Like, you know, Real Madrid, they are on 12. Inter Milan are on 10 points. Sheriff, they have already qualified for Europa League. And Shakhtar, again, disappointed. But if Inter can beat Real, and I think, if I'm not wrong, they are traveling to Real. And I know Real Madrid beat Inter at home. That's Inter's home. You know, it was like 1-0. And Real Madrid, the form that they are in, Vinicius, I don't know. How do you stop Vinicius, Fateh? Do Inter have a plan, do you think, to counter that?
I would have been confident of stopping Vinicius if we had Damian available. I know you're a Dutch fan, you're a Dumfries fan. But with Dumfries, you know, he's been a bit of a disappointment. I understand that, you know, this is his first season. There's a learning curve. He had a good game against Roma. So I'm hoping that, you know, Dumfries is up for the challenge against Vinicius, because in the first game, we were doing very well till Dumfries came on, and then Vinicius had more freedom and Real scored a very late goal. I thought we were the better team, and Ancelotti said we were the better team. So, you know, it was very disappointing we lost, and we've lost now 3 games on the trot to Real Madrid. Just the way we had lost to Barcelona to, you know, Usman Bhai's under Conte. So I think we want to win a big game. It's an away game, I know. Let's see if Simone Inzaghi rests players. You know, Barella looks knackered, Bastoni looks knackered, so De Vrij is out with an injury. But at the same time, I think if we play a strong 11, I can see us winning this game too.
Wow, interesting call. Like, again, like they had like we spoke about the great win on the weekend, and they are just 1 point behind Milan. So they are actually, you know, right in form at the right time. So I can actually see a surprise, but again, the Real Madrid are also coming to form, so it'll be really interesting for me to see what really happens. I think in terms of team news, I don't think anyone is suspended. I see everyone kind of being there. So yeah, so again, even the injuries, again, it'll be interesting to see what
Korea
does. But
Tuku Korea went off injured against Roma, and I think Lautaro is also carrying a knock. So I don't know whether we have a striker for that game, but you know, let's see. I mean, I hope it's not 2 B teams playing each other into a boring game. I hope we take it.
It'll not be boring. Come on, like I think Real Madrid also beat Sociedad, a form team, 2-0 with Vinicius scoring again. So it'll be really, you know, interesting.